Johnny's the type of person where if someone drops dead in front of him, the first thing he's probably doing is grabbing his camera so he can record it. You are a friend of Johnny and recording the actions that Johnny is doing, you are just as culpable as Johnny himself. What else can you do? You know, it's the logical next step. You get a bunch of charges and you go threaten people with assault. Like, it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am. If you don't, I'm a React content creator. I like to react to anything that's basketball related, whether that be basketball, modern NBA, or different basketball creators in general. I also like to react to YouTube, TikTok nonsense. So if you like brain rot or basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. So today, we're going to be reacting to The Deserved End of Johnny Somali by Internet Anarchist. I'm hoping this is the conclusion of the Johnny Somali story. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to go through a little bit of a timeline. We'll go ahead and talk about his dumbass tomfoolery again, because why not? Did I just see a Tozy in here? Oh, I did see a Tozy in here, by the way, for people giving me shit that for reacting to a Tozy before. But I digress, okay? Let's get this shit started, okay? Let's put this at 1.25. Let's full screen it and let's pop off.
Turning entire nations against yourself isn't an easy task, yet Johnny Somali has somehow managed to do just that. He was given multiple opportunities to turn things around, but instead he decided to continue being a complete degenerate who lacks even the most basic human decency.
I didn't know he did all that to the statue. If you guys are not aware, this statue was made in honor of people who were assaulted sexually. And I knew he like twerked on it. I was not aware that he took his fingers and simulated, you know, that to a statue, especially with the significance of what it holds. All this shows me is that Johnny just does not care about people in general. He has no heart. Like, the genuine definition of a sociopath, yeah, a sociopath is someone that they just cannot feel for another person. Someone could legit drop in front of them. If someone drops dead in front of you, you're going to feel a certain way about that. It doesn't matter if you don't know them. It doesn't matter if you know nothing about them. If they drop dead in front of you, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It may not hurt as much as the people who lost their loved one, but it's going to feel, you're going to feel that in you, and you're going to feel it up here, and it's something you're going to remember. Johnny's the type of person where if someone drops dead in front of him, the first thing he's probably doing is grabbing his camera so he can record it. On some fucking Logan Paul Forrest shit. Jesus Christ.
It was only a matter of time before he faced the consequences of his actions. That time is finally here, and his fate is far worse than he could have ever imagined. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today, we're diving into the latest updates in the Johnny Somali saga, the high likelihood of him rotting in foreign prison for years, and how he's actively making the situation worse for himself.
Say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder.
But as you'll see by the end of this video, all this could just be the beginning of something far more disastrous for Johnny. Now, I've already covered the Johnny Somali situation in great detail, but if you haven't watched that video, here's a super quick recap. Ramsey Khaled Ismail, better known as Johnny Somali, wanted to become a globetrotting content creator, but when travel vlogging didn't work out for him, he came up with a genius plan to be as insufferable as humanly possible, in the hopes of farming viral clips. He took the mantra all publicity is good publicity to heart and found his first target country, Japan. There, he did every obnoxious thing he could think of, from harassing passengers on a train,
You know Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You know why you do this? Pearl Harbor.
to being a complete racist.
Yo, this shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? This shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? Also, this was errors. It's in Mulan language. Real NPC.
And we talked about this before. The only people that are following Johnny Somali is children. Young children. Not even people who are like 17 years old, 18 years old. Nah. It's young as kids. That's the only type of people that follow Johnny. The only type of people that find him funny. It's young as children. That is it.
See activity right now. It's hella NPCs out here. This is crazy. These are NPCs, guys. We with the NPCs right now, bro. I'm with the NPCs out here. Really with the NPCs. Hey, these are all NPCs, bro.
All while streaming everything for the world to see. He also began terrorizing local businesses,
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Chinese phone.
An act that would later become one of the reasons for his demise. After weeks of being a complete he eventually got arrested and was forced to leave the country after paying a relatively small fine. He followed this up by going to Israel and sinking to a whole new level of depravity, with things like chasing cupcakes.
I'm too young for you, I guess.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
It's legal here in Israel.
Harassing female cops.
Chasing cupcakes is crazy. Chasing cupcakes is crazy. That doesn't get called out enough. It is insane. Guys, you really gotta think about that. It is insane when you do so much deplorable shit, so much disgusting, deplorable shit, that the one thing that's not talked about enough is the fact that you go and seek underage persons in another country because it's legal to do so. I could never imagine. Imagine you fuck up that much. You fuck up so much that the fact that you go and seek underage people to talk to is not even at the top of the list of what people see you as and talk about you for. That's crazy. That's disgusting, and that's crazy.
You are bad. I swear to God. You are bad. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You are bad.
And even threatening to SA them in public.
I'll slap that. I grab it too. Donald Trump told me grab it by the I'll grab that too. Stop playing with me.
However, after the locals started enacting their own justice on him and his cameraman.
Hey, don't touch me, man. Hey. Oh,
He had no choice but to flee the country. But
yeah, here's the thing. If you're the cameraman, okay, because I had someone in my last video, they deleted their comment, funny enough. But in my last time I talked about Johnny, they said, I don't like how you made fun of the cameraman getting jumped, because at the end of the day, Johnny is the one doing all these acts, so why is the cameraman involved? If you are a friend of Johnny and recording the actions that Johnny is doing, you are just as culpable as Johnny himself. Period. There's no arguing this. Okay? I could never see my friend doing these types of shit. Like, my friend could be like, can you record this video for me? Yeah, sure. If I start recording and he starts doing the shit Johnny is doing, I'm gonna stop recording, put the phone down, and probably kick his ass myself. Okay? Like, nah. You see this happening, you're just as culpable. Because you could stop it, but you refuse to. So let's keep it a beat.
Since he walked away practically scot-free in both Japan and Israel, he figured why not push his luck again, this time in South Korea. He kicked off his visit by desecrating a statue dedicated to Korean women who were forced into SA slavery during World War II, harassing an elderly convenience store employee.
I didn't even drink here. Are you dumb?
Before openly challenging any angry locals to take a swing on him.
Swing on it! I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for him to do it.
Reddit, Twitter, come. Hank is here tonight. We're not scared.
But what he didn't realize was that the Korean people were more than happy to take him up on his challenge.
Oh, 때린다. Wow.
If you're gonna make an open invitation for your ass to get jumped, you're probably gonna get jumped. It's as simple as that. You want people to come swing on you? Alright, buddy, get ready to get swung on. I don't, talk shit, get hit. It's as easy as that. You learn it when you're young. Fuck around and find out.
Leaving him bloody and bruised. Then, just when he thought things couldn't get any worse, he was arrested and charged with multiple counts of obstruction of business and more. The Korean authorities took away his streaming equipment and seized his passport to prevent him from leaving the country. This brings us to the present, and a lot has happened since my last video. When he was arrested back in November of 2024, many people, including myself, speculated that the Korean government was going to make an example out of him. After all, this was their chance to show other douchebag IRL streamers that Korea wasn't a public content farm, where they could do whatever they want and walk away without any consequences. Fortunately for them, Johnny is going out of his way to dig his own grave. As a comment on YouTube from a Tozy points out, Johnny started falling down a staircase about 2 years ago, and is somehow still falling down that same staircase currently. You see, he was scheduled to stand trial on March 7th, 2025. You'd think he'd lay low and keep his nose clean while waiting for his day in court. But Johnny couldn't help himself. 10 days before the trial, he went ahead and committed yet another crime by sharing links to a corn site in his Discord. For those who don't know, the creation, promotion, and distribution of explicit material is completely illegal illegal in South Korea. That said, he still had some plausible deniability if this ever came up in court. He could have argued that he shared the link accidentally and that it wasn't meant to be a promotion or distribution of explicit material. But as is tradition with Johnny, he immediately destroyed any chance he had of talking his way out of it.
No.
Seconds after posting the link, he sent 2 more messages reading, "Need all my N-words to goon," and "Next business venture," essentially admitting that he shared the link on purpose and did so for profit. It's almost like he wants his sentence to be as long as possible, with one person writing, "Johnny Somali's biggest enemy are not his haters, not the authorities, not legal mindset, it's himself. He is
Exactly. The reason Johnny gets caught, the reason Johnny gets in trouble, the reason Johnny is in any of the bullshit that Johnny is in is because he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut when it comes to committing any type of crime whatsoever. Right? Any type of crime whatsoever. He documents it. He uploads it. He states that he does it, and he defends it. So if you're like any type of prosecution, you're like, damn, Johnny, bro, if you keep doing it, we all are going to be out of jobs. Okay? I bet you the prosecution don't even hate him because he's a piece of garbage. They probably hate his ass. It's like, hey, bro, we can't have more criminals like you out there, bro. We're going to be out of jobs. You're telling me that you gathered all the evidence, recorded it, admitted to it, and put it online? Man, lock and shut and throw away the key. That was the easiest case ever for us. Thank you, Johnny.
is the one who keeps making cases against himself and producing/recording his own crimes. However, this wasn't even the worst thing he did leading up to the trial. The night before, he went live and managed to incriminate himself even further by revealing his plan to trick the Korean court system. According to Johnny, all he had to do was plead insanity, and the Korean government would set him free with a small fine.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder. And what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane." And they say, "Okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Obviously, this was never going to work.
Johnny's that type of evil villain to have the good guy tied up and ready to go, and he goes, yes, let me explain to you my evil plan. Let me explain to you in detail everything I plan on doing and I plan on committing. What? You foiled my evil plan? Dr. Doofenshmirtz would blush at the fact that someone like Johnny exists. It's like, god damn, this kid is worse than me. This kid is worse than me. How are you going to go online and tell people not only are you going to lie in court, which is a crime, but you're going to do so to try to get out of another crime that you committed and tell them exactly bar for bar how it's going to go? You don't think the judge can see this? Johnny's the type of guy to be so fucking stupid that he thinks just because he's speaking English that they don't have translators. Just because the judge may not speak English doesn't mean he can't have a translator tell him what you're saying, you dumb, moronic fool. What are you doing?
Only reason Johnny thought he could get away with something this absurd was because he's a complete racist. He genuinely sees Asians as inferior and wants them to get exterminated.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
Even if we give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he knew his insanity plan wouldn't work, the mere fact that he's willing to lie in court will likely influence the outcome of his trial. As a comment on YouTube stated, only an idiot like Johnny would stream his plan to try and get off scot-free for the authorities to find. But this was only the beginning. As the stream went on, Johnny continued digging a deeper hole for himself. For instance, at one point during the stream, he proudly claimed that he was going to continue streaming and accepting donations, even though he's completely banned from doing so.
Gonna lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. If these lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Send that to the prosecutor. My live stream donators, they gonna get it rich and oiled because they feel bad that I've been locked here. Snitching. Johnny Somali is making money. Yeah, don't lock me in the country, Korean corrupt ass government.
He also kept drinking to the point of throwing up on stream.
Giving y'all the first viral moment tonight. Oh Oh my god, I threw up everything. Y'all wanna see this?
It's worth noting that he was doing all of this just hours before his trial, and as you might imagine, it didn't end well for him. YouTubers Atozy and Legal Mindset both traveled to South Korea to attend the trial in person. According to them, Johnny came to the trial looking like an absolute buffoon, wearing an oversized suit and a MAGA hat. He also showed up an hour late, most likely because he was drunk from the stream he did just hours before. The only person who came with him was his Korean roommate and friend Hank Yu, a man who's known as the Asian Nazi as he became famous for singing
I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, buddy. If you are viewed as the Asian Kanye in your country, I don't think you're doing the right shit. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Holy fuck.
a deeply racist song while wearing a Confederate uniform. Atozy and Legal Mindset also revealed that Johnny was in a rather jolly mood as he entered the courtroom. He even spotted the two YouTubers and started making faces at them like a 10-year-old child.
The judge saw him making faces at us.
Right, yeah, when you walked in.
And then on the bench, he made a face directly at me and Atozy.
In front of everyone.
Right to us, in
Very
front of everybody.
intelligent.
Yeah, because he doesn't care. Like, this just shows the blatant immaturity of Johnny Somali. And again, this just shows the blatant lack of parenting that may have occurred. Because don't get me wrong, okay? I understand that there may be some good parents and they just have some fucking bad apples. But just like, you know, the analogy goes, bad apples, whole batch, bad apples, whole batch. Now, one bad apple can ruin the batch. But sometimes bad apples come in a batch. And one thing I can say is if his parents were more harder on this motherfucker and didn't just say yes, yes, yes to him all the time, then maybe he wouldn't be in the position he is right now. Maybe he would have been a better person. Now, this is not taking away any type of accountability from Johnny Somali because he is a grown-ass man. All I'm saying is, damn, we cannot be friends with your kids. This is what happens when all you do is say yes and kiss your kid's ass. They grow up and think that they can just rule the world. Because look at this entitled attitude. He went to another country and he is so entitled that he doesn't even comprehend. He doesn't even comprehend the consequences of his actions. He doesn't even understand the type of bullshit that he has gotten himself into. He doesn't even know what's going to happen next because he just thinks he's going to get away with it. He's going to go home, he's going to pay a fine, and everything's okay. That is the sign of a child, of a person who was told yes their entire life, got everything they ever wanted, and was never told no. You need to grow up. You need to understand that your actions have consequences. You can't just be this goofy, immature guy all the time. Trust me, when I was younger, I used to do a lot of dumb shit. I'll even tell you a little story of how stupid I was when I was a young kid. When I was about, I don't even know, what was I, 11? I was 11 or 12 years old, okay? And I was a rowdy kid. I was a stupid kid, all right? I took my gym lock, and I decided it would be funny if I took my gym lock and I threw it across the locker room. Now, me, being dumb, decided to chuck it. I didn't think it was going to go as far as it did. And it ended up hitting a light, blasted everywhere, broken glass. Me and my homeboy ran away. You know what ended up happening that following few days since we broke a lock in the locker room? Gym teacher got upset and said, since no one's going to fess up to this, this is what we're going to do. And I loved gym. I know I don't look like I did, but I promise you, I used to be in great shape, and I'm slowly getting back to it. Weight loss is happening. Been on a diet, step at a time, guys. But nonetheless, okay, I loved gym. I still love workouts, you know? I do. I still love it. But the gym teacher said, you know what? Since nobody wants to fess up to this shit, here's what we're going to do. One person gets to go in at a time and get dressed. Okay? Gym class was 40 minutes. There was 25 of us. Even if everyone ran inside quickly, got dressed in like 45 seconds, and ran back out, it didn't matter. Because by the time everyone gets dressed, everyone who is dressed has to go right back in, get dressed, and come back out if we're going one at a time. And we had to do that for a week straight because of my dumbass action. And you know what that taught me? Damn, that was really stupid. That was not worth it. That was dumb and that was not worth it. I cost gym class for the whole week. It was boring. After like day 3, we realized we're never going to be able to get dressed fast enough. After like the 4th person, people just started walking in, slowly getting dressed, and slowly walking out. So it was just a waste of time. It pissed people off, especially the ones that got dressed and had to get undressed. Because keep in mind, we couldn't get to all the people. And it just made me upset because I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't do that because this was not worth it. And this was me as a 12-year-old child. And Johnny has yet to learn that as a grown man. And that is sad.
Looked to us and did both of us.
However, his smile disappeared the moment the judge started listing his charges. The first charge against him is for obstruction of business. This is from when he started causing a commotion in a convenience store by spilling water all over the table, throwing noodles at other customers, disrespecting a store employee, and being a massive nuisance in general. To make matters worse, the employee he harassed was simply trying to inform him that it's illegal to drink alcohol in convenience stores. In other words, not only did he break the Korean law, he also mistreated the person trying to help him. The second charge is for harassing the public with a rotting fish in his hand. He got on a bus with this fish and kept approaching random people to get a reaction out of them. The final charge against him was for lewd behavior in public. This included his antics on local trains and buses, as well as the vile dance he did in front of the Statue of Peace. Surprisingly, Johnny immediately folded and pleaded guilty to all 3 charges. Altogether, these can send him behind bars for anywhere between 1 and 5 years. Maybe he realized that there was nothing he could do or say to avoid conviction for these charges, so he pleaded guilty to get it over with instead of dragging the case out further. However, what he didn't realize is that he was in for a shocking surprise, because as it turns out, the prosecutors had filed a 4th charge that neither Johnny nor his lawyer were aware of.
The unexpected 4th charge. The judge asks Ramsey if he's received a letter of the 4th charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appeared confused.
His lawyer asked for more time to review this new charge. The judge accepted this request and scheduled the next hearing on the 9th of April. As for why they surprised him with a new charge like this, Legal Mindset has a theory that seems quite plausible. According to him, now that Johnny has pleaded guilty, he can be tried as a repeat offender for the new charge, making it easier to give him a punishment. And if that's not bad enough, he might face 2 more charges on top of this. One for creating explicit deepfake videos of several Korean content creators, including streamer Bongbong IRL.
Korean girlfriend, look, you see? Y'all niggas jealous, y'all niggas getting pussy like this.
And another for threatening gang rape to a girl in public. As for Johnny, his...
Yep, that is what you want to do. You are facing multiple charges, and the one thing you really want to do, the best thing you can do, you know what? Should we be mad at Johnny? Should we? I mean, what else can you do? You know, it's the logical next step. You get a bunch of charges and you go threaten people with assault. Like, it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? I don't get it.
He's not handling the news well. He initially went into denial, trying to convince himself that he won't get any jail time for what he thinks are extremely minor crimes.
Showed up drunk, I showed up happy. Like, the charges that they have me put on, the charges that they have me for are such minor, minuscule charges. It's, obstruction of, like, bro, spilling a cup of noodles, carrying a fish. But they got me for, like, spilling a cup of noodles. They got me for carrying a stinky fish. They got me for some, bro, like, this is, you can't go to jail for that in any country.
However, the weight of the situation is finally sinking in. He will likely spend years trapped in a Korean prison, and he knows there's nothing he can do to avoid his fate. So now, he's pretending to be some master criminal whose evil knows no bounds. That said, it's all likely a ploy to farm donations from the few people who still tune into his stream.
If y'all give me the support and the donations and the love, the power chats, the crypto donation, I'm ready, bro. If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of the evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no sense of self-preservation.
Maybe some part of him still thinks he'll walk away with just a slap on the wrist, but from everything we've seen so far, it's clear the Korean government has no intention of letting that happen.
So April 9th, huh? April 9th is his next hearing. Johnny boy. Yeah, we didn't learn much new about Johnny boy except the fact that he's a you know, fucking idiot. I don't know. That's not really new, but this shit is just absolutely terrible. To this day, people like him will continue to blow up because kids will always exist. Kids find it funny, okay? Kids age like 8 through like 14. They find this shit funny. They find this shit hilarious. And now, with everything being online, you know, you can monetize through views alone. I don't know what that's like because I haven't hit monetization. I'm a small-time creator. But hey, please, like, comment, subscribe. Let's blow me up. Maybe I can get there. But you can get monetized through views alone. You can monetize through gifts. And like I said, these kids, I say they steal mommy's credit card. I usually say they steal mommy's credit card. Some of them do. But a lot of these kids now, they have their own debit card. They have their own shit, you know? And they be blowing their money on creators like this. They're going to continue to blow up because they're going to continue to believe there's a market. But it's not really a market. It's just young, rowdy kids that find it funny, but then they get older and they realize, oh, this shit's not funny anymore. This shit's immature. This shit's not cool. And you're a grown-ass man that continues to do the dumb shit that kids find funny. Like I said, I did dumb shit. I told you guys I threw the lock. I told about that story. And at the end of the day, that's not the only dumb shit that I've done. I've done so much dumb shit. So much dumb shit. But you know what? I'm older now. I look back on the dumb shit I did and went, you know, that wasn't fucking smart. I'm happy I didn't do that. I'm happy that I've learned from that and I didn't continue to do that. Okay? So it just is what it is. You gotta grow up. You can't continue to do this dumb shit that kids want to do because, of course, kids are going to want to do it because most of the time they're probably not going to get in trouble. But if you do it as an adult, it's called a crime, you idiot. But hey, maybe he learns if he goes to jail for just a few years. We're going to check back in on Johnny on April 9th. We're going to finally see the conclusion of this story. I didn't know his hearing was April 9th. I'm not mad that we watched this. You know, we learned a couple new things about Johnny. But like I said, I'm not going to keep talking about him. We're going to wait till April 9th, though. That's when his hearing is. Otosi's probably going to make a video into that couple of people that didn't like that reacted to Otosi because it's a quote-unquote commentary to a commentary. I will do my best to gather the information that I can so it can just be my voice. It's okay. You guys probably just love my voice that much and you just want to hear me. But nonetheless, I appreciate anyone who watched this video, whether you hate me or you like me. And let me know if there's anything you want me to react to and I'll do so. We're going to go ahead and check on our boy Johnny in about a week. We're going to gather the information and we're going to see if we got any time. But if you like content like this, please like, comment, subscribe. If you got anything you want me to react to, please comment and let me know. And until next time, my friends, I love you. See you. Peace out.